Welcome back, guys. I am back with another video, and in this video I am going to be looking at some trade breakdowns that I took throughout the week, and I'll also be looking at how price played out during this whole entire week and some setups that I took, and then I'll be looking to be forecasting the markets after that. So yeah, I will be specifically looking at the US30, CAD, Swiss franc, and along with some other pairs. But I'll definitely do a review of the US30 and CAD Swiss franc pairs. So I want us to go to the monthly, right? And I'm gonna first break down the US30 pair. I'm going to first break down US30. I'm going to break down US30 first, then I'm going to do a forecast of how I see it playing out for the week. So what we have here are the monthly levels, okay, that I've set. And a few weeks back, I did indicate that what price will do is it will come and respect this level. Price has broken through, and I said that what price can do is it can retest this area. I did indicate that a few weeks back, or perhaps a month ago, and I did indicate that price can retest there. And that's what price has exactly done. Price bought, okay, and now I had looked for price to sell, okay. I had looked for price to sell after its buy, and I'll show you guys how exactly I did that. So overall, okay, price is actually selling, okay, it's selling, making lower lows, lower highs, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So when price did that, okay, now when you got to this area, I expect the price to retest it, okay, go ahead and buy, and then now make a lower high. All right, not unless price decides to then continue buying, because we do have some sort of a trend over here. All right, but then what I had looked for this week were specific sells. I was just looking for sells on US30, and we rided that wave of sells so perfectly. So what I had done is I set a resistance level, okay? That price can come up here, buy, and perhaps respect this resistance. All right, that's what I had expected. But then I had set this yellow resistance over here, this yellow line, as my resistance because of a psychological level. A psychological level is basically rounded numbers that we traders use because price can respect those levels, and this happens so perfectly, okay, like it happens so perfectly. US30 respected this psychological level so perfectly, so I will do a video of that, like probably this week or next week, and telling you guys and explaining you guys about these psychological levels. But yes, I had put a psychological level over there, and I definitely expect the price to respect it and now make a lower high. All right, now what's important is you guys pay attention to trends in different time frames. On the monthly, we have like a silent downtrend, right? So now we know that price wanted to make a lower high. So if it wants to make a lower high, then if we go down to the lower time frames like the daily, what we can be looking for are buying positions because price is making a lower high. And then what we'll do is we'll put a resistance level like this psychological level I've put here, or this resistance I've put here, and we can make it a major reversal zone, okay? That price can now reverse that and now go ahead and respect the trend, the higher time frame of making lower highs and lower lows because we are overall in a silent downtrend. Okay, because if you go ahead to the weekly, okay, we're in a selling trend. Okay, selling trend. We're making lower highs, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Now, what you would expect is the price to make a lower high next. This is why I had said this level on the monthly was broken and can be retested. And I said it could be retested because we are in a selling trend and price could come here and make a lower high after making a lower low. All right. And now if you jump to, let's say, the daily, all right, price creating that lower high on the higher time frame can create a buying trend on the daily and 4 hourly and lower time frames and so on. And you would look for buying positions and set a major reversal zone where you can expect price to respect and then head in a different direction, okay, because we are over on a higher selling trend because of the higher time frames, and because we're making a lower high on the lower time frames, you can be looking for buying positions because we're in a buying trend. But set an important reversal zone like this psychological level of here and this resistance, okay, set that major reversal zone because price can sell because it is overall in the selling trend and it could have made a lower high. Now it's going back to make a lower low. So that is the importance of trends. Okay. And that is how I looked at US30. Very quite simply. Okay. As you guys can see, we had a buying trend low, lower low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Now this could be a higher low if price decides to break the psychological level, okay, and this resistance I said here, and perhaps go all the way for a buy over here, then we'll see if price respects it or breaks it. But so far we have price breaking this resistance. Now it is testing right below it. Right below it. It's testing right below it. So I will then look into the week and see what we can find with this retest, if perhaps price is looking for more sells, because I do see price doing that. So what happened was, okay, now this is very important. Price came over here, all right, bought, broke the resistance, came back and respected the psychological level. Now, I knew that I'd be looking for sales once price got to this level because it's a psychological level. All right. So price could reverse over there. And that's what price exactly did. It respected, made a sell. All right. Now, a lot of traders would think that this is a retest and you can continue going to the upside for another buy. But I knew that that could possibly not happen because this is a psychological level. Price can fail to break it and then instead go back down again for massive sells. And that's what price did exactly. It went down for massive sells right over there and now came back for a retest. Okay. And perhaps we can start looking for sells again. All right. But we can as well expect price to go ahead and continue buying, okay, and respect my other rejection zone. So price can do that, to be honest. All right. So yeah, price could do that because we have a trend over there. Okay, and perhaps price can now decide to continue buying all the way to this resistance level. So we will look into the week and see what we can do there. But let me just break down these trades that I took. So I knew that price was selling. Was going to sell because it respected the psychological level. So what I did is I started looking for trends. And if we jump to the 30 minutes time frame, we see a trend right over there. Okay. And price gave us, if I could just zoom in, price gave us a shooting star. All right. And right after that shooting star, price then decided selling all the way down. Okay. And then after this breakout of my trend line, that is when I took a selling position and we went all the way to the downside. Went all the way to the downside and hit TP there perfectly. And what I had did spotted again was another trend. Okay. And again, it just matched everything. We're looking for sells because we're respecting a major reversal zone. So I would honestly look for a lot of candle confirmations along with some technicals like a trend line. And that's exactly what we had gotten over here. Trend line again. Okay, price broke out. What price had did is it had went back up again and went back up again. And price has a tendency of doing that sometimes. So you need to be careful in these areas. Price then went back up again to take out stop losses because that's what the market makers will do, okay? Because they know a lot of traders would have set their stop loss after the breakout, so they will try by all means to take out those stop losses and then go back in that direction, okay? This is what happens a lot of the times, okay? It happens a lot of the times. So I had then set my stop loss in this area again. If I can just go back to the 5 minutes. And see, let me just zoom out a bit. Okay, right over there. Right, now I had set my stop loss right over here because this was where you could have set your stop loss when you entered for the breakout, okay? But then price again reversed because the market makers are taking out your stop losses because they want to take out as much stop losses to get as much money as they can and then head back into the direction. All right. And if this happens and you want to look for re-entry, I would set the stop loss either here, okay, or right over there in this area, okay? Because what would have kept you safe in this move is you could have also set your stop loss like a few pips above the entry candle, okay? As we had a shooting star over here, and you guys could have just taken your trend line and then just made it like a support, right? I mean, a resistance right over here, and you guys could have gotten in on that, set your stop losses a few pips above, and then entered the trade over there. If you guys were taken out, okay, if you guys were taken out, then you guys could have set your stop loss right over here again, because if price took out your stop losses the first time and I was now pushing in that direction again, all right, I would have still set your stop loss right over here and then went down with the trade because price broke this level again and ended up below again. So I'll say this as a stop loss again, okay? And then I would just run the trade down. So that's exactly what I had did, okay? I just set my stop loss right over here and then wrote the wave down because I mean this was very obvious. Brokers and the market makers love taking out your stops and then going in the headed direction. So because I know how they work, how they'll take out your stop losses, then go into the direction that you anticipated, I'll set my stop loss right over here because I'll doubt that they'll take out your stop losses again. Okay, we don't know. But I said that I'm going to set my stop loss right over here because they already took out our stops the first time. So if it falls back into this area again, I would then set my stop loss and then write the move down. And that was another trade on US 500. And then since it came down, okay, and reached stop loss. Now remember what I said about trend lines. Once a trend line, okay, so this is what we have, a trend line right over here, correct? A trend line right over here. What would happen is the trend line came from a point, impulsed to the upside, well, not exactly impulsed, correctively bought, okay, and formed a trend line, all right? And when this happens is once price breaks this trend line, price has a tendency of going towards the point the trend line comes from. So the trend line started right over here, consolidated a bit, and when it had done that, the trend was broken. And then when the trend was broken, price went down, touched stop loss, went all the way to TP. And when price does that, after immediately doing that, price likes to form what I call the 90% rule. The 90 percent rule. Okay. And when that happens, price will then go back to where it came from and reverse again and buy. And that's what we had on US30. And that was a very simple trade because you could have backed it up with another trend line. Another beautiful trend line over there. Another beautiful trend line. And what happened again? You guys would have entered out of this breakout over here. And if you actually go a bit closer, all right, you see price broke and retested, and a lot of traders would have added more buying positions, especially because there was a small level over there, all right, where price was rejecting once, then rejected twice. So it formed like a mini resistance. And traders would have then entered, it broke the trend line, came back and retested on this support, and they would have added more buys. But what do the brokers do and what do the market makers do? They take out your stop losses, go back into the direction, okay, to take out your stops, and then make a massive impulse. And that's what they do, all right? They like doing that. After taking out your stops, you'll find most of the time they will go in that anticipated direction with a huge impulse. And that's what exactly happened right over there. So setting your stop losses at a support level or resistance level from the last points of the trend line before it was broken out is a smart choice. Okay, just set the stop loss a few pips, just a few pips away, and then that's how you could have been in the move and not got taken out, because the same thing happened right over there, right over there. Okay, this was like a resistance on this trend line. Okay, all right. And what can happen is the broker can come back and take out your stop loss, okay, of the breakout, all right, and then impulsively heads down the anticipated direction. So if you have a trend line and the last point it had before the breakout could perhaps sometimes be a resistance or support. As you can see, it's a resistance. So what I would do is I would set my stop loss just a few pips above, just a few pips above, in case this broker or the market makers take out my stops. All right, just to be on the safe side. Okay, and then over here you could have set this as another support zone. Okay, and again, it is the last point of the trend line before price went ahead and broke it and made a fake out and took out traders stop losses and everything and formed like a support zone, and we had this as an initial resistance zone on our higher time frames. Okay, so this was a very good support zone. All right, and you guys could have then set your stop losses just a few pips away. All right, or if that didn't work out for you and again your stop loss was taken out, then what you could have done is could have waited for price to head back into this area and then go ahead and then place buying positions. All right, so yeah, that's what you could have done, especially when price then goes ahead and takes out the level where price reversed. That's when you know that okay, then price is actually going back into the zone where I had anticipated it to go, and then you guys would have just placed some buying positions after the break of structure. Also over here, price reversed right over here after the breakout. It reversed right over here. So then if you wanted to re-enter, you could have then put the area over there, and then what you could have done is wait for price to pull into this area, then enter for more sales. As you can see, price then retested it, and after retesting it, it had then went all the way to the downside, all the way to the downside. All right, so yeah, that's what you guys could have done. That is what you guys could have done over there. All right, and yeah, and what happened was price then went back and retested a psychological zone. After doing that, what did it do? Went back down again. So price was failing to break out of this psychological level and then went back down, and that's like a really huge consolidation. If you just go and zoom out and go to the 1 hour time frame, we see what's a retest into that area. We see a retest into that area. Now you can anticipate more sales or wait and see what price does, because I did say it is making a trend. So now I'm going to forecast US30, remove all my drawings, have a naked chart. Now we will start from the monthly. All right, so I'll again set this as my resistance. Monthly. Set it at the body of the candle, and there is my support, because price can make that a support because we tested for buys. And then weekly charts, set this as my weekly chart over there, because we have our lower high at the moment. This is our most recent lower high, and I want to see for how long price is going to respect this level. Number one. Number two, this was a level where price broke out and retested, so that is an important level for me. Very, very important. If we could just see something. And again, it is near a psychological level. It is near a psychological level. So I would just rather set this 330 33.0. Okay. Yeah, I would just rather set that as my psychological level. All right, as it is rounded off to those numbers. So I can expect this to be made a lower high, and price can now go further down for more sales. All right, and then you jump back to the daily, and I'll just set this. I can set this as a level where price perhaps wants to break this resistance that I've set, and perhaps go over here and perhaps retest it and make a double top. Okay, perhaps price can do that. I'm not saying it will. Okay, but we'll just set it there for in case. Especially because you can like see a head and shoulders. This is your left shoulder. This is your head. This could perhaps become a right shoulder. Okay, it could perhaps happen with the way price um has been detailed to us. Okay, that's what I see on the daily so far. Perhaps I can use a retracement as well. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. At this point, price is just telling us that it is just looking for sales, because with this Fibonacci we have a weekly psychological level. Okay, our weekly level goes intact. The psychological level, price had made a left shoulder ahead. Now this could be our right shoulder. Okay, and now looking at the fib retracement level, price is at a very important Fibonacci retracement level. Okay, and it is the 0.78, the 0.786 level. So price can actually hit more down for more sales, because price respected at a important Fibonacci retracement level. Okay, this blue zone and this green zone are my Fibonacci retracement levels, where I can expect price to respect after reverse after price can respect these retracement zones. So yeah, we can be looking for further sales on US30, to be honest. I'm just looking for more sales. Okay, at this point, this is quite this is quite straightforward. Okay, I can make this, I can make this a support. All right, make that a support on the 4 hour. Just to straighten that. Yeah, so this is going to be my 4 hour support, and yeah, price as respected, making lower lows, lower highs, lower low, lower high. So that's what I have on my 4 hour. That's what I see on my line. That is a trend line I can mark. Trend line I can make over there. All right, so if price does decide to buy, we are not taken aback by surprise. Okay, you always need to mark these zones, always. Okay, and then this can be another area, very important area. Yeah, this can be an area if price does decide to buy. If price does decide to buy, okay, we can then expect price to break it, then retest over here and head up to the upside. All right. But if it does not decide to buy, then I can expect price to respect this trend line, respect this resistance, and we can then break this support, retest, and then carry on heading to the downside. But I am honestly just looking for further sells for US30. I am just looking for further sells, to be honest. Yeah, I don't really see much, but it's quite a simple analysis for me. And as you can see here, price is starting to reject. Price is starting to reject. All right. So yeah, quite a simple um forecast and breakdown. And that's all I have for this video for US30. I'll keep you guys updated throughout the week on these trades, but I do expect selling positions for US30. Everything looks beautiful, and I'll see you guys next time with an update and more content. And yeah, see you guys next time.